Welcome to my delusion.
You've made it. The world is quiet now, and it's just us.
This is no filter.
Welcome to the Savon Experience Pillow Talk Solo Edition. Your safe space to reflect, exhale, and get real. I'm your host, Savon, and tonight we're diving deep. So get comfortable, take a breath, and let's talk.
Every week I'm pulling up with the real solo. No guests, no edits, just you, me, and the truth. So go ahead, get comfortable. You're tuned in into the Savon Experience. Pillow Talk Solo Edition. Let's talk.
It's Pride Month. Y'all, it is June 2025. It is Pride Month all damn ready. This year is flying by. It really is. Girl, my lips are dry. Girl, let me put a little something on my lips so they won't be so dry, girl. Listen, if you are tuning in via Spotify podcast or Apple or Google Podcasts, wherever you are streaming your podcast episodes, welcome to the Savon Experience Pillow Talk Solo Edition. Thank you for listening in advance or letting it play in the background. I hope you have your libations because, see, this show is for after 5, honey. Around 8 Central Time, we are talking, meaning me, myself, and I, or maybe the many voices in my head. But we're having a conversation. This is what we do. We talk. I talk solo. And I give you my thoughts on shit that's happening today. And it's Pride Month. And while the flags are flying and the marketing campaigns are colorful, let's talk real. Because, see, I don't think they understand that visibility without authenticity is just noise. This episode isn't about celebrating the surface. It's about checking the soul. Take that in for a second. If you didn't get it, let me say it to you again. While the flags are flying and the marketing campaigns are yet colorful, beautiful, so inclusive, let's be real though. If you are not authentically supporting the legitimate cause, girl, don't try to get the money just in June, because after June, honey, what you gonna do? Some of the same companies that celebrated us last year ain't fucking with us this year. Baby, they have removed DEI, bitch. They talking about we're not giving any subclass of people any extra attention. But while the normals, we call it the normals, they get all the attention every day. So is it that we really getting special attention? This reminds me of the same thing what happened in Black History Month. And I think that administration tried to stop that too. They was like, bitch, we're not doing Black History Month. We're not celebrating that here at the White House. So they're probably not celebrating Sissies Month either, girl, or the Legitimate Quad Month, girl, or Pride Month. They're not fucking with us this month either. But here's what I want to see, and this is what I'm looking at in this moment. I'm looking to see what companies fuck with us last year and the years before that ain't fucking with us this year. That's not saying much this year. That's just kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? They're not really doing anything, girl. They don't have the mugs, girl. They're not having the campaigns, girl. They don't want them extra dollars, I guess. Girl, what they doing this month? And before I dive into that, though, I have a message because this has been on my heart. In our previous episodes, we've been talking about grace, right? We've been talking about extending grace. We've been talking about knowing when to just be silent and let that silence do the talking for you, right? All of those things that we've talked about in those episodes were all about creating boundaries, right? But I don't think I touched on when you create those boundaries, right? You're doing yourself a service by protecting your space and protecting your energy. And when the noise, when the hype of it all calms down, it's calm. Now you just have yourself to deal with. Whoever you've distanced yourself from, or the people you've distanced yourself from, or just protecting your energy in your own prayer closet, prayer room, safe space. It gets lonely there sometimes. We talk about the strength of it all. We talk about how, doing the work and how it's important to do the work. But I do not think we talk enough about how we navigate through that space, through the lows of it all. Because the high of it all is putting yourself first and doing the work. The low of it all is when it's the midnight hours and you feel a little lonely. There's nobody to talk to. You don't have anybody to love you the way you want to be loved. You don't have anybody, in your corner the way that you want them to be in your corner. And y'all, this is not to exclude friends, because friends can give you only so much. We're segueing into the space of relationships. And I know I owe you guys the second part of the episode where I talked about me shifting my relationship and ending one and starting another one unexpectedly. I have not forgotten. I just don't know how much I want to give you right now, but I want to give you something, and I want to be led into, what the universe wants me to give, because I want the story to help somebody. I don't want to just tell you my fucking business. Although that may or may not be entertaining. This show has to have purpose. This is my point. This is my strategy. This is what's important to me this go around. So I do understand that being oh ye powerful and oh ye strong, honey, gets you the moment. It gets you the strength, the courage, and the pride in that moment. But sometimes afterwards you have that feeling of regret. Did I do the right thing? Because now I'm just sitting here with my thoughts by myself in this bed alone and ain't nobody to talk to, and bitch, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. And I'm talking about it right now because it is Pride Month. And when you have a community, or you have businesses, or you have, I'm going to call them phallais, fake allies, phallais, making you feel so included and so loved and just so a part of, their everyday thoughts. And then segue into the beginning of this year where folks fucked around and showed us what some of us already knew. Or fast forward until July when they ain't fucking with you no more. Or when you see the companies that used to fuck with us ain't fucking with us no more. Period. How does that feel? There's this feeling of rejection. There's that feeling of feeling alone when you're already separating and creating space and boundaries and division between people who do not serve you, situations that do not serve you, right? So let's talk about the state of pride right now. I said it, and I'll say it again. Last year, there was a wave of energy, support, and visibility. And some of the years before, mind you, it was just a short time. We've not been in a space of progress steadily like we have the last, 8 years. I'll throw that number out there. It felt like progress. It really, really felt like progress. And a lot of us thought we were making, headway into finding some new norms, making people realize that, being different, loving who you love and not abuse, not take for granted, nothing egregious, but love and support show up for, right? Even from a Bible perspective, you have a lot of people who are trying to spew this message of hatred. And I'm sorry, I just do not believe that God hated the homosexuals and the gays. He made us. I don't believe that for one fucking second. So there's nothing anybody can say. Call it delusional, delulu, whatever you want. Moving in the spirit of acceptance is also moving in a spirit of love. You don't have to like what someone does to accept them and love, especially when their action is all about love. What's so fucking wrong with love? Well, it's supposed to be Adam and Eve and not Steve and Steve, Adam and Steve. Bitch, first of all, find something new to say. First of all, because that shit is old. And you don't fucking know that because in every piece of our society, nature, animals, etc., there's something that kind of crosses that line to where it's not about just the two sexes. Of course, you need the two opposite sexes to procreate. Absolutely. I'm not nullifying that, but I don't believe that's the only way to show up and be present and be a good person, to be a Christian, to be supported, right? So last year, and I'm going from last year to now because it's such a big difference, we had this wave of energy, support, visibility, feeling progressive. A lot of people feel like we had too much shit going on. We were getting too many positive moments. We were getting too many rights, which coming from people who, bitch, we ain't even had rights for 100 years as far as a whole. Let's take the legitimate of the situation and let's talk about blacks and the Black Americans, Afro-Americans. So we're talking about the Latin community, the foreign community, all of our immigrant friends who've moved over here, who have created this is their home. Like, to be very honest with you, people came from a historic perspective onto American soil, claimed to have discovered it, and then started treating the people who was here like shit, like they didn't belong where they already fucking was. So you get what I'm saying? So this is not about, oh, the gays or the legitimate cause are just now getting everything. And I'm so sick of hearing about it. I'm pretty sure back in the time when black folks didn't have shit, I'm sure there was a handful of non-African Americans, non-slave people, non-minorities that was sick of the blacks getting things. You got that. Now just chill the fuck out. Sit the fuck down and settle down. Calm down. So how is this any different? Because you got a biblical verse for it, bitch? Fuck you. Real talk. Fuck you and your narrative with that. Let me bring it down. So sorry. Y'all, this is Pillow Talk. I'm here in my bonnet. This is the end of the day. We're having this conversation after 7, around 8 Central Standard Time. After 8. Depending on whenever you listening to it. It was, So as I wind down from my day, I'm having this discussion. Okay? So we felt like we had progress. It felt like we were doing things this year. I mean, it just started. We're just in a few days into June. Not even a couple weeks. And it just feels real quiet. It feels quieter, doesn't it? Hollow almost. Especially as we watch rights being rolled the fuck back and silence growing louder in places that once stood like proud and loud. I feel like it started with Roe versus Wade. This is my opinion. They wanted to see if that shit would even work, if they could roll that shit back. If we could roll back Roe versus Wade in 2020 something, oh, this is the beginning of other things that we can do. If we can get people to buy into that and roll back women's rights, oh, we're going to start there. And no corporations, no big businesses, nothing stopped it from happening. So women start losing their rights first. I already knew when that shit started, everything else was going to be easier. Because that was a monumental move. That was a huge chess move to see just how far they could start, what they can do. And when it started, it was like those fires I said in my last video, honey. Once you start the fire, you cannot control how it burns. So although you may have had one specific narrative, one specific reason why you supported that, it grew into something else. And a lot of people are fucking around and finding out that you too are going to be impacted. And if not you, someone you love are going to be impacted. which really bothers me, because if you claim that you love someone and you are in on the reason why that particular person don't have access to things that you have access to, is that really love? Especially when it's not, when it's their business. It's their bodies. They have the right to do with their bodies as adults, as grown people, to make decisions that affect only them. Is this real love for women? Is this real love for people who don't look and act like you? Is this real love for the LGBTQ, the legitimate plus community? Or is it all just shit you say to perform for others and for the companies who support and who's not supporting now, or hell, who may be still supporting? It may be just all for profit and PR. And you know what? I'm not fucking mad at that either, because if that, a lot of times money keeps people decent. Sometimes it doesn't. But a lot of people only do it because they know it's great for revenue. And you know what? Okay. They do a lot of shit that's great for revenue. Make fucked up ass movies about real life issues because people go to see it. It's great for revenue. It's great for PR. So I ask, is it real love? And I want people to question that. When you roll back DEI, were you really supportive with diversity, equity, and inclusion? Because it's really not about just saying, oh, let's look at only these particular people. But what we do know with rolling back DEI, it is only going to be looking at particular people. The fuck? So, Pride Month is real quiet. Real quiet. I think pretty much the only ones that's really fucking with the girls now, honey, are the makeup companies and the fashion industry. Not too many places. They may be fearful of the smoke they'll get back from the administration if they're getting any type of support from the government. You know, if a high percentage of their support comes from the government, they may be thinking of several. I'll play devil's advocate for a second. They may be thinking of the greater good of whatever their mission is, to make sure that they're just, hey, we're just not going to do a whole lot there because we don't want to make too much noise. We want to make sure we're able to be effective in other areas. And, you know, although I kind of understand that from a business perspective, I get it. I don't want people losing jobs and shit because somebody supported my community, although this was exactly what they're trying to do. But just fucking say that. Stay out of it altogether. Never have a Pride Month. Never should you ever have had a Pride Month if that was your stance. Target. Girl. If there's others out there who rolled back their program, listen, I don't know about them. That's the only one I know about it. And these are my views, honey. Real talk. No fluff, no filter, no flitter. Unless it's covering a beard, girl. Okay. So let's talk about, what does real support look like? Because if love and support is seasonal, it ain't really love and or support. It's a season. I'm calling them hoes weather. Okay. What does real support look like? Real support isn't rainbow logos. It's not a moment in time. It's not, showcasing African Americans in History Month. It's not supporting, the Latin community, all of our the Spanish community, the Chinese and Japanese community. It's not about establishing all, respecting and celebrating all these cultures in those moments. It's an everyday thing. It's what you do. It's what you naturally do, like breathing. It's fighting for policy changes that are fair for all people, whether you agree with how they live or not. Maybe you don't have to like what I do. You don't like what your mama do. You don't like what your bosses do. You don't like the way your company that you work for is ran sometimes, but you show up every goddamn day and you get that damn paycheck. You don't like half the shit your kids do, but you love them. Some of them. Most of them, I want to think that you do, but some of you don't. So if you're keeping that same energy across the board, I respect you for that. You fucked up for it, but I respect you for it. It's not fighting for it, it's fighting for policy change. Sorry. It's showing up when the world is quiet. You know, when you hear crickets. It's hiring, amplifying, and protecting all, including queer voices and people of the queer experience, of the Black race, the Chinese race, the Indian race, the whatever race, all year long, every day of your life. That's what it really looks like. Not when if I do this, this is going to help me benefit in other areas. Okay, opportunist, girl. That's not real. It's not real. Some of us stay quiet because we feel like if we were not quiet, I will be very honest, I'm not as loud about things as I should be. I'm not comfortable because I don't feel that people really truly support. I really don't. And so for those who are out there doing the work every day, being loud, I support them so they can continue to do that more so. I'll be very honest about that. I can be transparent about that. Absolutely. Some would say, girl, you were more of a stealth cat. Okay. Okay. But I do show up. Whatever positions and spaces God have put me in to assist and help, I've used that space to assist and help. I don't have to tell nobody about it. It ain't none of your business. I know what I do. So I do what I feel that I've been put in a position to do. And now I feel like it's time for me to talk openly about it somewhat while still navigating in spaces. You don't have to understand everything I do. You don't have to understand every identity to respect the person or respect that person's identity. You don't have to celebrate to stop harming us. You don't have to celebrate it. I don't give a fuck if you give a party or not. Just respect, acknowledge. Stop trying to harm. Stop trying to limit my or our abilities just because you don't like how we live. I might not like what fucking clothes you got on, the wig you got on here. I might not like how you fucking look. But I'm not gonna treat you like shit just because I don't like how you fucking look. I don't like how you talk. I don't know the way you carry yourself. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. That's not my mission. That's not how God made me. So I'm not gonna do it. And some people do a lot of shit to make you feel crazy so they feel better about themselves or to fit in a grouping of people that they're trying to get into this level or this grouping, I want to be a part of them because they see me. Girl, they gonna judge you. They gonna throw your ass out as soon as they can when you do something they don't really fuck with. It's not real support. It's not real love. You need to know how to identify that. Even in those spaces, right? Because sometimes when you go to a space, you go to a space to do a thing. If you're going to work, you're going to work. You're not looking for likes. You're not looking for love. You're looking for, and I understand that. Go to work, do your job, show up, do exactly what you're supposed to do. Clock in when you're supposed to, clock out when you're supposed to. Go the extra mile if you need to. Absolutely. Do what you need to do. But also know what it is. Okay? Know what it is. It's a job, right? It's a business relationship. You know, if you're working with someone doing some things for Pride Month, understand that you're doing something for Pride Month to help them out as well. I'm not saying not get your coin, girl, boo. But know what that is and don't confuse the two. A lot of girls in the community who are stylists and fashion stylists or hairstylists, or moving in the church, they feel loved and accepted because they're able to do these things in the church. But that doesn't mean that they accept you and love you. Sometimes it means they just tolerate you. They need something from you. And you have to know how to identify that. to know the difference between the two. And business is business. They may come to you because they know you part of the legitimate experience, and you're going to make their hair look good. You're going to make their clothes look good. You're going to do all the things and they know that's what they're going to get when they come to you. Make your coin and understand what that is. And they love you. Quit trying to make everybody your goddamn friend just because they fuck with you or they pay you to do something. It doesn't always mean support. Nor does it mean you don't fuck with them if they don't support you like that. Like that's personal. And I want to say this because some people will tell some of the people, it's, they don't fuck with you. And you don't need to fuck with them. Listen, I also need to eat. And long as I'm in this position, making sure they are aware and treating people fairly, that's what you do. If you have been given the opportunity, God has put you in that space for a reason. Utilize that space to do the work that you need to do. Don't be there and be a part of the fucking problem. You ain't got to participate in the nonsense. I feel like I'm going here a little bit, and I'm going to try to bring it back because I don't want to go there right now. I want to still stay focused on what's, the topic. But this is to tell you how to identify support, real love, and when it's just business. It's okay. Know the difference. So how do we have grace versus compliance, right? Because we've talked about grace. Y'all know I look at my notes. And I believe in grace. I've done a few episodes. If you've watched me over through the years, you know Savon believe in grace. I believe in giving people opportunities. I believe in trying to be acknowledging, trying to acknowledge everything. We've got 4 minutes, bitch, and I ain't even halfway done. But I believe in grace. So grace versus compliance. We've talked about grace. I believe in grace, but in the form of silence. But not, in the form of silence that coddles hate. So that means when you see people doing fucked up shit and you not saying shit at all. I understand you want to protect your peace. I understand you want to do all that because how do you do that? How do I do both? You have to correct motherfuckers. You have to be like, that ain't cool. I don't like that. And you shouldn't say that. And that means they may not like you. But if you're standing on business and trying to be the change that you want to see, sometimes you have to. Those family members that be saying fucked up shit, you have to let them know. If your good girlfriend is like, you cool, but them faggots, they saying some derogatory things, the word I was about, just because they see it for you don't mean they see it for them. You got to correct that too. What's the difference? You can simply say, listen, I understand where you are, but I don't accept that. And I'm not going to accept it. And I personally don't want to hear that. Grace is also holding space without holding your tongue. It's a fine line, I know. You're trying to figure it out. It takes practice. We're not all there. We all have to get there. You can walk in love and call out fake love. Bitch, that's cute. That wasn't genuine. That was fake as fuck. And then no. When you see somebody do some fucked up shit to people like that, please know that it can happen to you. They'll probably do it to you too. They're at least capable of it, if nothing else. At least capable of it. You understand? Do you get that? So, I'm going to wrap up this one because I'm going to do a second part. And the second part is going to be about moving in silence, moving with intent. Okay, we're going to talk. No, I'm not. We're just, this video is just going to be a little longer than 30 minutes because we're going to finish it. Because you might not come back and watch the rest. I don't trust you. Have you no sip, will just be here 10 more minutes. Let's talk about moving in silence and moving with intent. I talked about that on the last episode, and if you've not listened to it, please go back. The power of silence is what it's called. Please go back and listen to it. And if you like it, share it with some friends. Okay? Become a member on YouTube. If you're a Scholars member, you'll actually see me on camera with my bonnet on, girl, looking at goddamn mess, talking about this. But if you're not, it's just going to be the audio version. And it'll still get the message out. I'm pretty sure it will. But I also want to make sure that when you support my podcast, you are supporting this effort so that I can continue to do this. right? I want to grow the channel. I want to grow the podcast, right? It's all on you. That's okay. You do. You don't have to. I'm going to get the message out regardless, right? So, grace versus compliance. You don't have to sit there and listen to that shit and just not say nothing. You can let them know, listen, I don't really subscribe to that. I don't like that. I don't appreciate you saying that in my presence. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But when I'm here, I don't want to hear all that. And you need to check yourself, because oftentimes some people don't learn until it's in their own house. I have seen so many people go from not understanding and not liking, blah, blah, blah. And then once their grandbaby or their child or their grandniece comes out, I just want people to treat my baby with love. But did you treat people with love before you had one in your family? Weren't you making fun? And we've all done it. I'm not pointing the finger, bitch. I'm not throwing a stone and hiding my hand, because I've done it too. It's amazing how your heart changes once you are impacted by it. So some of these people who are making some of these changes in Congress and in the current administration and have family members going to be impacted by it, that is wild to me. It's not shocking, because people do fucked up shit every day. They'll say one thing and do the next because it's what they feel every day. Being fraudulent, coming up as showing their representative, is just like breathing for them. That's people do it so easily. So it's not shocking. So in those moments, sometimes silence is strength. Because moving in silence and moving with intention can be quite powerful, right? Because you're doing something, you're making some progress, right? Sometimes we don't just respond because our peace is sacred, right? So we want to make sure that we're not responding to create chaos. Listen, they don't really give a fuck. I ain't really say shit to them because it ain't gonna start a whole bunch of shit. I just ain't gotta fuck with them. And I'm intentionally not gonna fuck with them. And I'm gonna intentionally take my support and place it somewhere else, especially if you're supporting them. And you ain't gotta have a conversation at all. If they care enough, they'll ask you, and then that door will be open for you to tell them, well, this is why. And I don't really feel that. I don't really like that. I respect your decision to be whoever you are and have that right and have that view. Once again, I'll say it again. I respect you enough for you feel that way. I respect that. Okay. But I ain't got to fuck with you still. And you can't make me. Just like I can't make you change your mind. So we got to respect that. And we ain't got to talk fucked up about each other. Because so many people do that. You start talking bad about somebody because they've distanced themselves from you because they don't like what you do. You don't have to do that. You hurt. You big hurt. And if it means that much to you, work on trying to understand. Come to a compromise with each other. Because when you talking shit about them when they're not in the room, you hurt. Period. That's what that means. What implies say, oh, you wanna you mad. You big mad. Because if you don't give a shit, you just don't say shit. You truly don't give a shit. There's no response to be had. There's no angry moment. There's nothing. There's nothing. Okay? So we know the cost of speaking up. We know when we speak up, sometimes it might say some people gonna feel some kind of way about this video, and they're gonna say what they gotta say. And okay, say what you gotta say. Okay. But we also know the cost of being ignored, the cost of saying nothing while people are being hurt. So although we choose our moments, we either choose our moments carefully and we either choose our moments with intention. And if you're scared, it's okay to be scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared. You don't want the smoke. Don't put yourself in some fucked up ass situation for somebody else. And like I said, I've been stealth in a lot of situations because of the fact that ain't nobody finna pay my bills but me. So why would I put myself in a fucked up ass situation where I got to worry about taking care of my bills and taking care of my family? I'm not going to do it, nor am I going to ask anyone else to do that. There's multiple ways to take care of situations and to address things. So you don't have to do it. Find your strategy. Find your way. Be unapologetic in your truth. And whatever that truth is, because sometimes I know y'all gonna say, I'm gonna be unapologetic. I don't fuck with y'all. I don't like y'all. So it is what it is. Okay, girl. Live your life, girl. Go off. Do you? But I'm gonna be unapologetic in my truth too. And I'm gonna do me. So it is what it is. But as a person of the queer experience, of the minority experience, as a black person, honey, as an African American, honey, or whatever group you in, as a minority, whatever it is that you walk in, we both, whether you fuck with me or don't, whether I fuck with you, you don't fuck with me, whatever the case it is, we don't need your validation. I don't need your fake support. I need your respect. I owe you respect. You owe me respect. And respect is earned and not just given. I understand that too. But if you don't know me and I'm not done shit you, there's no reason for you to disrespect me just because you don't like something about me. You not understand how fucked up that is and how immature that is. That is so immature. You need to grow the fuck up if that's you, if that's how you feel. You need to really dig deep and try to figure out what's at the core of that, because that's fucked up. It's childish. We need to at least respect each other. Don't need to fit your mold. Just need to live freely, to mind our business, and go about our ways. It ain't hurting you. It ain't fucking with you. It ain't affecting you. Whoever I married ain't affecting your house, your lifestyle. It doesn't. It has no direct bearings on your household. And if it does, it's because you are allowing it, with giving it all that attention and letting it bother you. And why does it bother you? You need to do some research. You need to get there. You need to figure that out. If that's you. If that's you. If that's not you, then I'm not talking about you. And I don't need you to comment on some shit that don't apply to you. But you came here because I said this is going to be a real space. This podcast is real. It's teachable moments, as Craig, the writer, would say, honey. So, right? Respect isn't something we beg for. It's something we claim by standing fully in our truth. Respect is not something you should have to beg for. It's something you should get for being authentic, to standing in your truth. And for those still navigating that truth, know this. If you're still working on that truth and trying to find yourself, and you're trying to get to that space where you can live peacefully and authentically, it's not easy. Let me tell you that. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak. It has got to be important to you that you live authentically. Everybody's not going to like it. You're going to have lots of criticism. If you open yourself to the public, like I am with this podcast, you're going to have lots of responses. Don't pay any attention. Don't even go to the comments. Maybe sometime I want to comment and I can't. I don't have a whole lot, so it's easy right now. But if this bitch grows, not ignoring you, just can't comment, because we have to protect our energy there too. I do want you to comment. I do want you to like, share, and subscribe if this is helping you, if you find value, if this is something that you feel is going to resonate with you. Absolutely. But you don't owe silence to stay safe. Okay? You don't owe silence to stay safe. You can be unapologetic in your truth. You can move silently with intention. And sometimes silence does keep you safe. But you don't owe silence to stay safe. You have to be able to assess that situation and see exactly how you should navigate it. And not everything you say is going to be received, and not everything you say is going to end in a positive way. It's just not going to. So you're going to have the emotional intelligence to be able to navigate and see when that moment calls for a response, doesn't cause for a response. If that response is going to put you at risk, how do you navigate in a space to where you can still be proactive and move with an intention? So you may not need to say nothing at that time, and that's okay. Don't let nobody tell you being a punk bitch for that. If they want to say something, let them say something. Well, then bitch, say something. You here too? Don't just wait on me. Because you have your reasons. Silence with intention, right? So here, to all of my LGBTQ plus family, you are not trends, although people like to jump on them. I know. I know what I just said. Just if you know, you know. They like to jump. Honest. You are not trends. You are not just check boxes. Although your opportunity may come through checking off a box, take it. Bitch, don't be stupid. You are truth. To our allies, don't just post the rainbow love muffins. Protect the people. I want you to take some of this as well and let it resonate with you. Doesn't have to be just about the LGBTQ community. It can be about our immigrants who are being impacted currently. Even though some of them voted for the person that's causing the pain, sometimes we make mistakes. When you know better, you do better. You can't ever say you ain't met somebody, fell in love, and then found out this wasn't right for me. We've all done it. It happens. Now, that one video I posted, I don't know why old girl votes. Talking about something. He said he wasn't going to touch the document. Girl, you know everybody in your family ain't documented. Why would you still vote for that shit? But I digress. Let me get back to this. Let me get back. Protect the people. This pride, let's stop asking if love is loud enough. Let's be the loud love. Support all businesses that support minorities and LGBTQ business that support real people who are supporting all and not just the small. Right? All. Give Helen a chance, give Safrida a chance, give, Jose a chance. Not trying to be any kind of way, but just give everybody a chance. That's what America was supposed to be about, although that's not how we got here. Share your stories, share our stories, share this podcast. Make space year round, not just in June when it's popular. Because respect over rainbows is the only way forward. Until next time, stay bold, stay grounded, stay Savon, be you, but with a little Savon in it. You know what I'm saying? I love you for real. If this episode has blessed you, has resonated with you, please share it with a friend. I'm not begging because I ain't got to beg, but please share it. Seriously. That's what this is for. If we share the mess, we can share something positive. Share it. Like it. Subscribe. Become a Scholar member or become a Diva, honey. For behind the scenes footage, honey. Sometimes I do little posts after this about how, you just have to subscribe and see. Okay? Until next time, y'all, be you.
Come slide into the quiet space where the moonlight touches grace.
Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Remember, grace isn't just for others, it's for you too. Until next time, this has been the Savon Experience Pillow Talk Solo Edition. Be kind, be soft, be you.
No noise, just my truth in the dark. Laid back whispers straight from the heart. Let the world now come and walk this walk. You're deep inside the Savon Experience. Pillow talk, pillow talk.